Greetings and salutations to all of you lovely, fluffy, non-fluffy, and equally beautiful listeners out there. And this is the day. I just want to wish you all the merriest or meowiest of Christmases and happiest of holidays. And yes, you heard me right. I said holidays. Here we are. And once again, I know that the podcast is kind of late, but here is a few reasons. As you can probably hear, I am still feeling somewhat under the weather, but I am slowly working through it. It's a lot better than it was before. Most of my symptoms are gone. At this point, I just have just a slight bit of congestion and a small cough, which for me is pretty normal because the cough is what normally keeps for the rest of the time that my sickness decides to stick around, right? So here we are. I'm just taking it one day at a time. I am making sure I have all the remedies and drinking lots of water, the meds that I need, and plenty of sleep. So, thankfully, I was able to have enough energy and enough get wellness, if you will, to enjoy this holiday celebration. So, with that out of the way, I think we can talk about it. I think we can talk about some of the holiday celebrations or holiday celebrations that we got to have. So, sit back, grab yourself some eggnog or some chocolate milk, whatever you like for Christmas, and let's go. So, not much to report last week or the week before. I did have some Christmas celebration at work, which was really nice. We got to do a family meal. I say family, but a workplace meal. And it was our little Christmas feast, which was really nice. My workplace was just so kind to sort of sponsor that and kind of be a big thank you from them. So shout out to them for just being an awesome workplace and recognizing that we have worked hard this entire year. So as well as that, I've been spending some time with family. I had some friend time this past weekend. I went to see some lovely friends out in Indianapolis. So shout out to Laser and Tio for opening your home and being so wonderful and just really hospitable. And I just really appreciate the visit that we all got to have together. It really means a lot. And I would not have had such a beautiful time without you both. So thank you for making it a wonderful, memorable time. We went and got some lovely coffee at different places. We went out to eat at some delicious places, including some barbecue and some Italian. That was wonderful. Indianapolis has a lot of great food, by the way, so highly recommend the Spaghetti Factory if you're ever in Indianapolis area. 100% recommend. I think you would love it. So, and then we went to a little, it was like a little German Christmas festival in downtown, which, not downtown Indianapolis, is more like a suburb. But it was fantastic. Like they had hot wine, they had, they had all kinds of just stuff, They had sausage, they had, Christmas themed drinks and dishes, and it was just so much fun. Also, this cat, Archie, is wanting to interject. Do you want to say something, sir? Do you have something to say? Huh? I'm not sure what's got him so riled up, but maybe it's because Dad's home. I just got home about an hour ago, so, he's still a little amped up and, all excited that I'm home, so I'll take it. Anyway, the greatest thing, most beautiful thing about it was we got to do fursuiting around this little German Christmas festival. So we took our partials. I didn't full suit because it was actually kind of warm, believe it or not. So I ended up going partial with laser, and we made so many families happy. Like we were getting stopped every 5 to 10 seconds, I swear, with somebody wanting a picture or something, somebody wanting, a hug or a high five or something like that. At one point, we were being silly, fluffy animals, and we were like doing the cat scratch battle. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you bat your paws together, and so we were doing that to each other, and then all of a sudden, like two kids come up and they start batting at our paws, and like three other kids, and all of a sudden we have like 10 kids just like doing like the paw bapping at each other. So it was so funny, and yeah, they were just like, "Yay!" "Yay, furries!" Oh, this is so great. We gave a lot of high fives to a lot of kids, and a lot of family photos with families, and the parents were all about it. They were just enamored by the fact that we were there and just having a great time. So I'm glad that we can make their night even better. With the ice skating and all the festivities that were going on. The wonderful fires, and yeah, it was great. At one point, the we walked by these two individuals. I'm not sure who they were, but we walked by them, and one of them just looked at us and said, "You guys are so goated." Like, "Hey, Gen Z, all right, how you doing?" So I'll take that as a compliment. So and as well as that, we had a number of people who came up to us and they were like, "Oh my gosh, are you guys furries?" And we're like, "Yeah." And they were like, "Oh, I'm actually a furry too, and it's so cool to see you here." And one of them was like, "Can I have your TikTok?" I was like, "Yep, absolutely." So I gave him my TikTok, and there were a couple who, like a couple of younger people, I want to say probably in their teens, who they kind of split off from their family for a second. They came over to us and they were like, "Yeah, I'm a furry and nobody really knows." And we were able to give them some encouragement, just be like, "Hey, that's cool, be yourself, and you can be a furry." Ask about their personas, that kind of stuff, and like what they want to do with it. And they were really cool talking to us for a few minutes. So, shout out to those young furries that we saw at the festival who were gathered, and just like being bold enough to come up to us and say something. So, got pictures with them too, and I'm sure that they're going to put that in the books, for their future. So, yeah, it was joy all around. And let me tell you, with joy comes some downfall too, because at one point we were trying to, in a festival like this, we were trying to we don't have a headless lounge, right? So we're trying to get out of suit, and that's a little awkward, when you're among the public, especially for me, because I don't feel comfortable, desuiting in front of people, because, you don't want to break the magic, as much as whatever that looks like for you, you know what I mean? So yeah, I was like, "Okay, we need to go over here." So we went over there behind this like shed or something. It was like a storage shed, and I'm like, "Okay, cover me." And Laser stood in front of me, and like I took my head off and my paws and stuff. And I'm like, "Okay, I need my glasses and my hat, quick." Yep. So put those on, and you know, hold the head down, make sure, you just look like a regular person at that point. So, except we were still wearing the tails, so it was kind of obvious we were the ones who are walking around at that point. So, whatever, but it's just the initial putting the head on and taking it off, that was the main issue. So, yeah, that was interesting. Thankfully, I don't think either of us got caught, so that's good. So yeah, we walked around, saw the lights, we just enjoyed our time, and we watched some Christmas stuff, and we just hung out and had a great time. And I got home pretty late on Sunday. I was like 2:30 in the morning. Well, that would be Monday morning, I guess. And then of course having to go to work the next day because I worked 2 days before Christmas. So I mean, it is what it is, right? Yeah, I was gonna take the days off, but everybody else already had the days off, so I'm just like, you know what? I don't really need to. It's gonna be a slow time anyway, so who cares? So I just stuck it out, worked the 2 days, and Christmas Eve, went to Christmas Eve service at like noon. Um, well, actually, on Tuesday it was kind of tragic, which you can probably hear it in my voice. Tuesday night, I was getting stuff ready for the festivities with the family, and at one point, well, it was when I got home, I did not have a voice. Like I had coughed my voice into obscurity, right? As a matter of fact, like right now, I'm feeling like my core, like where my abs are, like right in the stomach area, like right around where your abdominals are, and right around where your diaphragm is just it's just sore. Like let me tell you guys, I have coughed so much. I have not coughed like this in a long time. I've coughed myself so hard that my abdominals and my core, my diaphragm is just in pain. I am sore from coughing because when you cough, your diaphragm like jumps up. It's similar to like a hiccup, right? When you hiccup, your diaphragm, hops up and down, right? So when you cough, it's like your entire diaphragm and respiratory system are just like it's like they're going in reset mode, just like it's like they're being jump started, just like poop, So the amount of times I've had to cough, which I'm surprised I'm holding it together for this podcast. Haven't had to cough, which is a good thing, I'll take it. But yeah, it's just everything hurts. Oh my gosh, like my sides hurt, my abs hurt, I just hope that there's some sort of payoff, like I'll have washboard abs by the end of this, something like that. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that's okay, that's fine. I'm gonna get what I get out of it. Hopefully some core strength will come out of this, from, constantly like lifting my diaphragm from coughing so much. So, but anyway, all that to say, take care of your health, rest, sleep when you need to, drink water, take the medications that you need. Make sure that you're not overstressing your respiratory system or anything like that. Get fresh air. And that's what Tuesday night was like. So what had happened was I got off of work on Tuesday, and Monday and Tuesday, barely anybody was at work. And I was kind of filling the role of a couple people who weren't there, but still trying to do my job, So I had like multiple roles that day, and basically spent the entire day just like on the phone, talking to people, yelling, that kind of thing. And after work, I went to a small shop. Oh, excuse me. Speaking of diaphragm, I got hiccups. Ugh, pardon me. I went to a small shop because I wanted to pick up something for my mom. I had a small last minute gift idea, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just run over there after work and it'll be good. So I did. I went in and I got the thing, and I went up to the clerk, and I was going to say, hi, how are you? Or like Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever I was going to say. I opened my mouth and no sound came out. I was taken aback. So I ended up just nodding, just kind of like nonverbal communication of just like, oh, thank you so much. Have a happy holiday, whatever. I eventually squeaked out something like, have a happy holiday, but it was not good. I was like, happy holiday, or something like that. And it was that's a reenactment. But, oh my gosh, it hurt. It hurt to talk. I was just like, oh, this is bad. So I went straight home, and I ended up canceling the Night Rain stream on Tuesday because, well, I couldn't talk and it hurt to talk. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're canceling tonight. We'll just take Christmas off. And, my dear and sainted co-presenters, Zell and Dexter, were very understanding. Thank you guys for being so understanding. If you're listening, just giving me the night off and just being like, look, I just need to rest up my voice, because I'm going to be talking the entire stream if we do this. They're like, oh yeah, no problem. We'll just take Christmas off. I'm like, thank you. Thank you so much. So rested up, woke up the next day, and my voice was somewhat back, kind of to the state that you're hearing it now. And yeah, I got in the car, went to Christmas Eve service at noon, which was awesome. They played the Charlie Brown Christmas message, which I thought was really, really sweet. I love that movie, Charlie Brown Christmas, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. And kind of tying it into like fear not, and the passage that goes with that, fear not, Christ is born, and we have nothing to fear anymore. So I thought that was a really good tie-in. But yeah, I saw my coworker there. I gave him, it was actually kind of cool. I need to tell you guys about this. I gave him a copy of, it's a DVD copy. Now, before you call me old, listen up. Okay. It's a DVD copy that I got special of Charlie the Unicorn. If any of you are old enough to remember Charlie the Unicorn, that was one of the original, like, YouTube flash animations from like 2005 or 6, something like that. And Jason Steele, who is also the creator of Llamas with Hats, if you remember, had come out with a special edition of Charlie the Unicorn, 20th anniversary edition. Can you believe that? Charlie the Unicorn is 20 years old. Do you feel old yet? Anybody listening? So, yeah, he came out with a special on his website, and he was like, hey, I'm giving away 500 signed copies of Charlie the Unicorn, signed, 20th anniversary edition. I'm like, give me right now. And I gave it to my coworker for Christmas because he loves Charlie the Unicorn. So that was honestly one of the best gifts I think I've given this whole year is, that 20th anniversary rendition of Charlie the Unicorn to my coworker, signed. And he could not believe it. I'm still floored by his reaction. He was like, there's no way you got this. I'm like, yeah, I have connections. And I told him I have fandom and convention connections. He's like, oh, well, yeah, I know. I don't doubt it. So yeah, that was a really, really sweet gift. I'm really proud of that. So, but he came back with something even greater. I couldn't believe it. He had hired a friend of his to make a gift for me. And when I say make, I mean literally. His friend, who has a 3D printer, printed out a few things, like for real. One of the things was a 3D printed replica of the Hasbin Hotel main door key. So if you see in the logo, and I can pop it up on the screen, the logo of Hasbin Hotel, the key logo, right? I have a 3D printed model of that key, and I'll also post a picture here of the next thing. His friend had 3D printed, like color 3D printed, a giant or a very large Jack edition card of Husker. Like, I'll pop it up. You'll see what I mean here in a minute, but like, there it is. It's a Husker card, playing card of like in the version of a Jack from a 52 deck card set. I could not believe what they pulled off. Like, I was just enamored. Like, how in the world did you do this? I couldn't even believe what I was seeing. Like, this is so cool. I'm gonna and I told him I'm gonna redesign my living room around this. This is so awesome. So honestly, one of the best gifts I received in a long time, like if ever. So shout out to his friend for taking the time to 3D print these and make it a special Christmas gift. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, like I still can't believe it. Like, holy crap. Like the key and the Husker Jack. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So yeah, hopefully I remember to take pictures for this. But anyway, so that was Christmas Eve. I spent the rest of the day just kind of like chilling and, getting stuff ready for family time. And that brings us to today. I had gone over to my parents' house last night and I slept over. We had a very lovely dinner last night, and we watched Christmas movies together. We watched Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol, which is a classic, by the way, and we watched some. I think it was the U.S. Navy doing like a Christmas rendition, like ballad. I don't know what you want to call it, but yeah, the U.S. Navy band, like orchestra, came together and they did Christmas rendition songs, which is pretty cool. That was actually kind of awesome to watch. And had dinner and we just, caught up, chatted, all that kind of stuff. And I went to sleep. it was so weird. Let me just say this. It's always so weird whenever I go back home, because I sleep in my old bedroom, right? I'll put a link to a video that I did a couple years ago, which is not surprisingly called Sick Parvis Magna. I filmed a video in my parents' house, talking about greatness from small beginnings and the meaning behind Sic Parvis Magna. And you can see me in my old fursuit sitting in my old bedroom and doing a video, but it's always weird being in that room again because that's where all this stuff started. Like what you're listening to now, the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, like everything. All the social media accounts, everything that on this platform and other platforms, that's where all that started, was in that room. So being in that room is surreal. I'm not gonna lie. It is like a trip. It is a nostalgia trip to just be like, oh my gosh, like my bed was over here and my laptop was over here, and this is where I, made this. This is where I did this and that and the other, and it's just it's wonderful. I miss that place. I do. I don't miss the tight space because when you try to store two fursuits and all your furry crap and all of your belongings in a 9x10 bedroom, it doesn't do well. It doesn't really work out too well. So, yeah, it was a nice little trip down memory lane just to be, staying in that room again and just kind of reliving those memories and just reflecting and being thankful for, like what it feels like to be in this position and where it all started, where it all began, and the true meaning, not only of Christmas, like, with family, but also, the true meaning of Sic Parvis Magna and like the meaning behind that, the deep meaning behind that, and how it started off so small. It was in a 9x10 bedroom in the country, in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by woods with very spotty Wi-Fi, and there was a dream, there was a vision, there was a, whatever you want to call it, a goal, something in my head that just said, there's more. There's more to be had and there's more to make. And here we are now, we're almost at 6,000 subs on the main channel. And, I know I recently passed 100 on this channel, which thank you, by the way, for that. I never, excuse me, I never truly thanked you for that milestone over on this channel. So I just want to say thank you to all of you listeners out there, whether you're coming from the main channel or we found this on your own somehow, who knows. But yeah, I want to just share my appreciation to all of you for all the support and the love that you've shown on this platform, the other channels, and the main channel, the social medias, just it really means the world to me. And, the fact that I get to do this, as I've mentioned, but, the fact that I get to do this is an absolute honor and a half. And I promise I will not take it for granted. Like, I'm doing my best to fulfill this mission and this goal and this vision that I had set forth so many years ago in that bedroom, as a young teenager, just making something out of nothing and not knowing where it would go. Somehow figuring that it will turn into something, which it has. And here's the thing. The idea with Sic Parvis Magna is being greatness from small beginnings. There is something there. There already has been something from nothing. And from the start, it was something. And it grows. That something grows over time. But there always has been something. There always has been purpose. There always has been a vision. There always has been a drive, a goal, something there from the beginning that, you just know in your heart of hearts is going to be great. That's the greatness from the smallest beginnings. So I just want to share my love and appreciation to all of you for that. And from that time that we started in that small bedroom to where we are now, I am grateful for every second of it, and I would not take any of it back, truly. So, going from the nostalgia trip and, the vision that we had so long ago, Today was even better as far as like, blessings and joy. Got up, had breakfast with the family. Mom makes egg casserole every year, so that was honestly, you know, something I've missed terribly was her egg casserole is just fantastic. It's deep dish too, so like, 100% give. Um, so we had egg casserole, we had some orange rolls, we had some biscuits, and of course, Christmas cookies. Cannot forget about the Christmas cookies. Love it. Um, by the way, if any of you are interested, the Reese's Thumbprint cookies, the peanut butter Reese's Kisses cookies, and Christmas M&M cookies. Those are the cookies of choice. And also paydays. Now, you might be thinking, paydays, what do you mean? You know those, like the peanut and caramel bars that nobody gets from the vending machine, the paydays, they're just like chock full of peanuts and caramel. Also, I'm sorry to any of you who have legume or peanut allergies. My apologies. This is not for you, but yeah, she makes homemade paydays with peanut butter, peanuts, caramel, marshmallow, and honey. Oh my gosh. Game changer, let me tell you. It's one of my favorite things that she makes every Christmas. Oh, so good. And the squares are like brownie size. They're big, they're deep and they're like huge. Like they're the size of postcards. And oh my gosh, they're so good. Honestly, if I could share one with you all, I would. I mean, assuming you don't have the allergy, right? But yeah. Oh my gosh. One of my favorite things of all time. So we did our gift exchange. I got my dad a book from one of his favorite comedians. I got my mom some jewelry and some glassware, which is really nice. They got me a little aromatherapy device. It's like one of those air fresheners that it does that like sort of gentle mist in the air, and you can add different like essential oils and flavors to it. So I'm really excited to use that. It sounds like a great addition to to my house. So get a nice little steam going, and scents are wonderful, by the way. I also got a couple books, I got some cologne, I got some lovely candies, I got some socks, of course, because socks, it's Christmas. Um, and got some clothing too. So yeah, it's a really nice Christmas. We had our little gift exchange. Called my brother, and his wife, and they're doing well. And yeah, we just pretty much finished out the rest of the day watching movies and listening to music and just relaxing. It's actually kind of funny. We watched, my dad and I watched Rush's 2011 Time Machine show. It was a PBS special. I don't know why we were watching that, but I love Rush. One of my top rated songs on Spotify Rewind this year was a Rush song. So yeah, we got to finish that, and we enjoyed our time. And by the time the evening rolled around, I was like, you know what, it's time for me to go because I got to work tomorrow, which I do, unfortunately. But we said our goodbyes. Had a very sweet departing, and yeah, had just a lovely time with the parents. So I'm really thankful for both of them for being in my life and raising me the way that I am, and just being absolutely wonderful supporters. And I would not be here without either of them. So I'm just so thankful for their support and their love and everything that they've given. So, shout out to mom and dad. You probably won't hear this, but I love you guys so much. And I'm so incredibly grateful for you and everything that you've done in my life. You are some of the greatest people I've ever met, if not the greatest. And I will forever be grateful for raising your son the way that you did. Couldn't ask for a better set of parents, truly. Real quick, speaking of Spotify Rewind, I want to give you guys a little sort of rewind of my own. This is a nice little transition. I wasn't going to do this originally, but I'm like, you know what? It's Christmas. Why not? I'll give you guys a little tidbit, a little something, little something to think about, excuse me. So I'm kind of surprised at my rewind this year. So if any of you have Spotify, you should have gotten a little wrapped thing that they send you. And I have right here in front of me my top 5 most played songs from Spotify in 2025. So here we go. You ready? Number 1 is A Passage to Bangkok by Rush. Number 2, which I was very surprised about, is Canadian Idiot by Weird Al. Number 3 is Best I Can by Rush. Number 4 is Tom Sawyer by Rush. And number 5 is Misty Mountain Hop by Led Zeppelin. I don't know how that happened. I honestly don't know how that happened. How do those become my top 5 most played songs in 2025? And 3 of them are Rush songs. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I love Rush, but they're not like my most favorite ever, so I don't get it. Maybe I was just in a mood this year. Who knows? But anyway. Also, in addition to the songs, we have top artists from this year. So number 1 is Blink-182. Not surprised. Number 2 is 21 Pilots. Again, no surprise. Number 3 is Rush, which I'm surprised by that. I would assume they'd be number 2 or 1, right? Given the amount of times I played their other songs this year. Number 4 is The Beatles, which that is also surprising. That's usually like 1 or 2 for me. And then number 5 is 10th Avenue North, which another surprise. Like, I love 10th Avenue North, but like, I don't know how that happens. Like, I don't listen to them that often, but I guess I do, or I did this year for some reason. But anyway, that's my Spotify Wrapped. Now you kind of understand where my brain goes with music, I guess. So I guess we'll call it good, right? So that's Spotify. Oh my gosh, so what do we got here? 30 minutes? Okay. Well, we're going to be coming to the end of the podcast here, but I do have a couple things I want to talk about before we head off. First of all, thank you all for listening if you got to this far, and for tolerating my my crow voice here. I hope you don't mind. I'm slowly getting my way back to normal. I sound worse than I actually feel, if that makes you feel better. I don't really have any congestion anymore. My cough isn't as prevalent as it used to be, as you can hear. And I don't think I've coughed once this podcast, so I'm going to take that as a win. So yeah. But anyway, a couple things. We got New Year's coming up, which I'm excited for. I'm going to be celebrating it with some friends and, celebrating it with some friends, and also some families coming up from down south. So I'll be seeing them too. And also, January 16th, I believe, January 16th to the 18th, if I'm not mistaken, 16th to the 18th is A&E. So Anthro New England or Anthro Northeast, if you're from the Boston area or the New England area, I will be there. I will be there with some friends. I'll be there from Thursday night to Sunday night. So if any of you are going to A&E, I would love to see you. I can't wait. It's become one of my favorite cons as of recently. So I'm really excited for that. It's a beautiful con. I cannot wait to go back. This past year was so much fun, and I love the hotel and the space. It just really makes me happy. So if you're going to A&E, I will see you there. Okay. And finally, now the biggest announcement that I am really excited to tell you. Here we go. I've teased it over this whole year. I've said it from the beginning of this year, pretty much, to basically now. And here we are. I will be doing my first ever charity Lovestream this coming Saturday, December 27th at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You heard that correctly. The first ever charity Lovestream over on YouTube on the main channel. I will pop a link in the description for the stream itself so you can have a look. But we are going to be doing our first ever stream. I am so excited to do this charity stream. Oh my gosh, I'm just like, it's going to be so awesome. Like, I have a lot planned. I got some friends who are going to come join. We have some elements like Subservient, First to Subservient, some giveaways, Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so awesome. Like I can't wait. Um you'll see all the details in the description with the link, but yeah, that's gonna be 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on December 27th over on the main YouTube channel. Charity Lovestream. Be there. Help us donate. Help us get to our goal. Okay. I'm not going to name the charity here only because you're going to see it in the announcement, but I'm going to just leave you with that. Remember, this coming Saturday, I hope to be seeing you there, and we are going to stream until we reach our goal, however long that takes. I've set the goal at $1,200, which is maybe seems a little low, but you know what? We're going to try it for our first time. Our first official stream, we're going to try it. We're going to do our best, and I know we can do it. I believe in us. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to have guests. I can't wait to have you all be there. I'm just like, oh, this is going to be great. You know, I'm really looking forward to, you know, this holiday season. We're going to be doing some good. We're going to be doing even more good for those who need it more than we do. So I'm really looking forward to how that turns out. So be there. Mark my woof. I will find you if you're not there. So anyway, that's a good way to end the podcast for today. I'm really excited for you all to see it. We'll see how it goes for the first time. You know, we may have some hiccups or some road bumps, but that's okay. We can certainly deal with it, and we can make our way, you know, the best that we can. So I'm really excited for this. But that being said, I want to say thank you again, if you've made it this far, for listening and for all of your love, all of your support, everything that you've done this whole year for making this possible. It's not that I have to do this every day, but that I get to do this every day. That makes it so special. And I would not be here, and I would not be the person that I am if it was not for you, truly. And I cannot begin to thank you enough for everything that you've given on these platforms. You know, to all of you who listen, subscribe, like, comment, all the follows, all the subscriptions. Even if you watch for only a few seconds on a video, I just want to say thank you so much for what you've given. And I would not be here if it wasn't for you. And until next time, my friends, remember, sic Parvis Magna, greatness from small beginnings. Remember where you started and where you came from. Remember that there is no one like you. Remember, there has never been anyone like you. Remember that there is never going to be anyone like you in the future. No one can tell you who you can and can't be or what you can and can't do. Only you can decide that. And just like every other time, I appreciate you. I love you. And I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. But more importantly, I also look forward to hearing you and seeing you in the next podcast episode. Have a good night, everybody. Love you. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Bye-bye. Meow, meow. Thank you.